Good evening. So, like I said, I would be back. Here I am. My name is Nina Simone. For those of you who don't know me, I am the organizer, the mind, the brain behind the concept of crystal sun healing. And so, if you watched my last live or my last upload, I hinted at, or even some of my posts that I've been making on YouTube, I hinted at some upcoming things, and that is the evolution of my work. Okay? And so, where'd it go? Oh dear. I had my crystal right here, and it literally just disappeared on me. Okay. Oh, here it is. So, today I have a Amazonite. Okay. And why is Amazonite relevant? Because, well, part of the evolution of what I want to share is working with crystals and working with planets, because I'm really big into astrology and how they're relevant to the evolution of your practice. Okay. So when I mention the astrological properties, the elemental properties, the energetic properties of these different crystals, also you can take it to the next level when you engage in certain rituals, meditations, guides, or incentives on certain days of the week. And since today is Wednesday, which is governed by Mercury, today we're going to be tuning into the frequency of Mercury, the celestial messenger, the sacred guide between the worlds, the planetary force of discernment, communication, adaptability, and mental clarity. Mercury, okay, governs our thoughts, words, voice, and nervous system, and the way we translate our spiritual truth into language. And in a world that overwhelms us and bombards us with so much information, we have got to turn to our tools, some of these tools being crystals, right? And so when we work with the energy of Mercury, Mercury will help us to cut through the distortion and find our own signal, okay? And this is huge. This is absolutely huge because for a while I went silent and I didn't know what to say or how to say it, and I was kind of hiding from myself. And there's a whole story behind that, but only if you want to hear it. I'm not going to share it today. But for those of you who are curious and wanting to hear my story and how I was able to reclaim my voice, leave a comment, say something in the chat, let me know. I'm not guessing, I'm not making assumptions. So, to support the process with working with Mercury's energy, we want to work with some of the mercurial crystals, okay? And these are great allies that help us attune to Mercury's frequency in different ways. The one I'm working with today is Amazonite. Amazonite, this one is so yummy. It's all about facilitating clear communication. It brings bold, clear boundaries in communication. I also did a video on Amazonite as well, if you want to learn all about the different details of Amazonite. But it allows us to speak discerningly and authentically, especially when we're setting the parameters in our digital spaces. And this brings me to another valid point. So you need to know how to work in the digital space. Just like you're not going to go outside naked without clothes, you need to protect yourself from the elements. You need to protect yourself from the elements in the digital space. That will be another video. So, in addition to Amazonite, we have fluorite, which comes in many different colors. The rainbow fluorite, the purple fluorite, the clear fluorite, the blue fluorite. I also have videos on that. Blue lace agate. I have a video on that. Aquamarine, one of my favorites. I have a video on that as well. In citrine, okay? So the blue lace agate, no, let's back up. The fluorite, okay, to put it shortly, is all about crystal clear clarity and letting it flow right, okay? Blue lace agate is about, gentle speech and truth telling and reclaiming your voice and soothing the voice, okay? Aquamarine is the watery intuitive cousin, It helps with the emotional intelligence in our communication. It helps us speak with compassion from a heart centered space. Also, citrine. Citrine is all about the confidence, the clarity, and the magnetism. So think of it as when you speak it, it manifests. Okay, so working with citrine is all about bringing thought into form into manifestation. Now, when you work with these crystals, another category of crystals you want to bring in are some of our more anchoring crystals. Um, like shungite or black tourmaline, or even a clear quartz. Clear quartz will bring clarity. Black tourmaline will help ground and be that boundary keeper. And then shungite, of course, is the EMF protector and the auric purifier. I think I have some shungite close here. Well, I have some black tourmaline here. And let's see. Does my black shungite want to make an appearance? I'm afraid not. Sometimes crystals are funny. They appear and reappear, and you have to trust that they totally get moved around all the time. So, when you combine these crystals together, you're forming a type of crystalline grid, but more specific, a mercurial crystalline grid. Now, one of the things that I'm going to be introducing more are my teachings on working with angelic frequencies. And so, because we're working with mercurial energy, Archangel Raphael is commonly associated with the day of Mercury. Okay. And Archangel Raphael is the angel of healing, right? And if you look into the qualities of Mercury, Mercury is the healer. When you look at the symbol of the caduceus, which are the two serpents going up the staff with the wings, that's the caduceus, which is also the symbol of it's also the medical symbol, right? So for those of you dropping in, please feel free to drop a like, comment, share below. I would highly appreciate it. But to connect with more of the healing properties of Archangel Raphael, it's really good to work with the stone emerald, green aventurine, seraphonite, peridot, prehnite, or chrysoprase. Seraphonite's one of my favorites. Prehnite is also one of my favorites. I actually love all the crystals, not gonna lie. There are very few crystals I've come across I didn't like, but for me in particular, seraphonite and prehnite have been particularly powerful, especially when it comes to keeping my energy in and not me being so open. So it's really good for boundary work, right? In discernment. So, all in all, just to sum up what I'm sharing with you, um, it's important to know that Mercury isn't just a planet. Mercury doesn't just exist up there somewhere in the sky, you know. Mercury is a celestial sphere. It's a celestial intelligence that also lives within ourselves, okay? Mercury is a path. Mercury is also the permission slip. And Mercury is the voice that we have to refine and transmit and reclaim when we lose our voice, because Mercury is truth. All right. So, this is my live stream on Mercury. Hold on, in the chat. Oh, someone is like, Ashe, I predict the stock market with astrology. I'm listening and learn about what you talking about. I appreciate you, Top Nell. Astrology, crystals, the planets, these are all tools, okay? For those of you who are not following my Substack or following me at all, you should totally follow my Substack because I go more in depth about these things. Magic is a tool that is designed to help liberate you from the bondages of life. If it's not helping you to do that, then you're not using magic appropriately. If It's a wonderful tool that can help bring you to the next level. And one of my goals here is to share some of these tips and ways that you can help liberate yourself. Because too often I meet individuals who are like, well, I can't do it because of blah, 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 blah. Well, guess what? When you start to work with your planets and the different planetary energies, you can learn how to liberate yourself. And one of the things I intend to share with you moving forward is how to do such. So please like, share, comment below. I'll see you next time. and have a wonderful evening. Peace.